helicopter clash in Alabama. Authorities say investigation is on. And Nepal's king makes the first public appearance, demands the restoration of monarchy amid. Now, on the 8th of February, a soldier identified as Lance Nayak Prabhu Singh got into a heated argument with the DMK leader Chinnaswamy. Now, following this, Chinnaswamy, along with 9 others, allegedly attacked the soldier and his brother. While Republic's relentless coverage has forced action and Chinnaswamy is now placed under arrest, the anger is palpable. Now, in the latest, the BJP is set to stage protests against the DMK over inaction. Joining us on the broadcast is Varshini, who is reporting from the site of the BJP's protest. Now, Varshini, good morning. Varshini, there's been a lot of anger against what happened. There is also a lot of anger in terms of the fact that, the DMK, which is in power, and Stalin, who also looks at the home portfolio, did not even think it was important to come out and speak about this.
Well, absolutely, yes. If you see, this is definitely growing into a much intensified situation rather than what we thought, because the BJP has now started to conduct protests in every single district in the state, not just Chennai or not just Krishnagiri where this issue happened. Rather, they are conducting protests all over the state. They are going to file complaints with the district collectors, with the DGP, with this, every district corporation commissioner. Therefore, it is going to grow and grow is what we are seeing. And if at all the DMK and the ruling government is not able to take any kind of a step, this is definitely going to get even more difficult for them. And if you note, Nupur, this is also election times in the state. If you see, the by-poll elections are happening at the later end of this month, and it is very important for the ministers and all the leaders to be there in the polling campaign site and campaign there rather than reacting on such an important issue. The death of this Jawan is definitely, not, the people are very unhappy with this situation. People are shocked, people are very upset, and if the ruling government does not come up with a proper answer, come up with a befitting, honor or respect for the Jawan, or comes up with something to make sure that they are standing with the Jawan in this situation and not with their party member, it is definitely not going to sit very well for them. And today the BJP has planned massive protests throughout the state. Statewide protests are going to happen. So we'll have to see if at all, at least after this kind of a protest erupting in different parts of the state, the DMK government will react or not on this.
All right, Shravan also joining us from New Delhi on the broadcast. Shravan, this is also a classic tale really of a common man fighting for justice, and the government on the one hand, political bigwigs on the one hand, and a soldier from the Indian Army on the other, isn't it?
Well, in fact, Nupur, there is another aspect which hasn't been highlighted so far. That is the role of the police. And remember, the police comes under the DMK government at this point in time. The home minister there, the state home minister, is equally culpable. And this is how he's equally culpable in terms of why there has been a delayed action. For instance, in this particular case, what has essentially happened, Nupur, is that one of the main accused, the BJP councillor, was actually on the run. In fact, reports are now coming in from our sources, in fact, our reporters on the ground who are picking up more information as to why exactly was there a delay. It turns out that he was actually allowed to leave from Krishnagiri, and from there he entered Karnataka. In fact, he was in Kolar. He spent about a considerable amount of time, and it was at a much later stage that there was an information that was sent out by the Tamil Nadu police to the Karnataka police in order to the CID to actually step in. What's more important to point out here is that immediately thereafter, the arrest timings that have actually been shown, it seems there is also another discrepancy, because it turns out the arrest timing has been shown only yesterday, where reports are now coming in. The arrest was made a day before yesterday around 10 o'clock in the evening. So what's the reason behind, showing a different timing of arrest at this point in time? And more importantly, why did it take so long for the police to start acting on it? Had it not been the hue and cry that was made by the family members, perhaps this too would have been brushed under the carpet. What is even more surprising is that not a single word has really come in from the state government at this point in time. We'll also try and go across to my colleague Varshini for the latest that's coming in. Varshini, it turns out that not just the BMC, not just the DMK councillor, but there were about 5 to 6 other people. And this is not the first time that there was a run-in that they've had with the Lance Nayak. What is it that you're picking up?
Long family dispute that has been going on for a while now, and this DMK councillor had apparently brought in his sons, his cousins, his nephews. He's brought in everybody, his entire family, in fact, to beat the deceased Jawan and his brother together. It's definitely not looking like a water dispute, and that is the sole reason for this. There has to be some vendetta, is what we are picking up from sources. We are also learning that this family of DMK councillor has been involved in such instances in the past as well. They have such a history of going as a family and threatening people and kind of giving them death threats, etc. And that is exactly what has happened. It has transpired into a much even worse scenario where a life of a Jawan has been lost. And at the same time, Shravan, we are also learning, like you said, it was not only the DMK councillor, not only his sons, it was a huge gang of more than 10 people. But as of now, the arrests have been made for 9 of them. Initial arrest was 6 people, and later on, the DMK councillor and 2 others, 2 of his sons were arrested. So 9 people have been arrested, and the complainant Prabhakaran, who was also thrashed up very badly, he is also still recovering. He is also still in the hospital. He just came for the funeral yesterday, tried to come and sit at the funeral, but he's now back at the hospital getting treated for his injuries, which are really, really bad at this point of time. And he has also written 9 people's names in the complaint, and these 9 people have been arrested. But there are sources that tell us from the family side that there were unknown people also that they couldn't name, they couldn't identify in their complaint, which they want the police to find out and arrest them as well, take action as well. Yesterday, when the sister-in-law of the deceased Jawan Prabhu spoke to Republic, she specifically kept repeating the same words about how all they want is justice. All they want is justice for the life that has lost, for the lives that have been depending upon him, and for the future of the kids, the 3-year-old and the 4-month-old kids and his family, and who is...
के मिलेट्स जो हैं वो भी यहाँ पे प्रदर्शित किए जाएंगे, उसकी अवेयरनेस क्रिएट की जाएगी। क्या क्या प्रोडक्ट्स ये ट्राइबल जो कम्युनिटी है वो बना रही है मिलेट्स के लिहाज से, क्योंकि कई सारे हम देखते हैं कि वैल्यू एडिशन किया जा रहा है मिलेट्स के अंदर। अब जो आप यूं भी कह सकते हैं कि नूडल्स भी आपको अब मिलेट्स के तौर पर मिल रही हैं। तो कई सारे जो बच्चों को लुभाएं ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स भी ये ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी ने बनाए हैं, जो कि मिलेट्स के आधार पर या मिलेट्स को लेकर के बनाए हैं। तो वो भी आपको कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ हाईलाइट होते हुए दिखाई देंगे। तो यही एक तरह से फोकस है प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का, कि कैसे एक इंक्लूसिव अप्रोच हो सके, ट्राइबल जो कम्युनिटी है जो देश में कंट्रीब्यूशन कर रही है।
एक मिनट आपको रोकना चाहूंगी, अपने दर्शकों को बताएं कि अभी कुछ देर पहले जो पुष्प वर्षा की थी, जो बिरसा मुंडा जो जन जागरण के लिए जाने जाते हैं आदिवासी समाज के लिए, उनकी मूर्ति पर, और अभी यहाँ पर जो तमाम स्टॉल्स हैं उसका जायजा लेते हुए प्रधानमंत्री, आप देख सकते हैं असम का यहाँ पर स्टॉल है और तमाम राज्यों के स्टॉल हैं, खासतौर पर कैसे ट्राइफेड जो है वो इस पूरे आयोजन को सफल बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है। तो किस तरह से जो आदिवासी समाज से जुड़े उत्पाद है वो उनकी पहुंच आम जनता तक सुनिश्चित की जाए, ये हम देख पा रहे हैं। ये कितनी अहम आप मानते हैं, ट्राइफेड का भी रोल इसमें बहुत अहम हो जाता है। हम देख सकते हैं कि असम के काउंटर पर इस वक्त स्टॉल पर प्रधानमंत्री खुद यहाँ पर उन उत्पादों को बारीकी से देख रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल, कहा जाता है पिक्चर स्पीक्स लाउडर देन वर्ड्स, और वही हम देख रहे हैं, चाहे असम हो, मध्य प्रदेश हो, महाराष्ट्र हो। जैसा कि हमने अपने दर्शकों को बताया कि 28 से ज्यादा जो राज्य हैं, जो यूनियन टेरिटरीज है, वहां के जो आर्टिजन हैं ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी के, वो यहाँ पर आएंगे। अब आप कह सकते हैं कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी औपचारिक तौर पर जो आदि महोत्सव है उसकी शुरुआत करने जा रहे हैं और एक तरह से पब्लिक के लिए भी ओपन होगा। तो ये अपने आप में दर्शाता है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का जो एक इंक्लूसिव अप्रोच रहा है, ट्राइबल्स को कैसे हम लोग उनके जो प्रोडक्ट्स है, उनकी जो आर्ट है, वो कैसे नेशनल लेवल पर आ सके, उस बात का प्रतीक होगा आदि महोत्सव। और आजकल एक बार बता दें कि जो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा है, उनको एक तरह से उन्होंने पुष्प अर्पण किए हैं। और जो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा है, ट्राइबल समाज के लिए, सोसाइटी के लिए भगवान बिरसा
जन जागरण का प्रतीक माना जाता है। बिल्कुल
जो कंट्रीब्यूशन किया है, वो अपने आप में प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी ने भी कई बार कहा है कि वो जो नीतियां बनाते हैं, तो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा की जो लेगेसी है,
अच्छा, ये कितना अहम है अरुण, क्योंकि तस्वीरों के साथ साथ आप और मैं बात कर रहे हैं, अभी प्रधानमंत्री असम के स्टॉल पर थे, फिर मेघालय के स्टॉल पर आए, आप यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं और बहुत बारीकी से कौन कौन सा राज्य जिसमें आदिवासी समाज में जो लोग इन उत्पादों से जुड़े हुए हैं, उत्कृष्ट प्रदर्शन है उसे बनाने का, लोगों तक पहुंचाने का, वो प्रधानमंत्री खुद उसका जायजा ले रहे हैं, खुद समझ रहे हैं, उनके अनुभव जो है वो जान रहे हैं,
उनसे इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं। और देखिए कई इनिशिएटिव्स लिए हैं।
वो मणिपुर का स्टॉल था, अपने दर्शकों को बता दें, अब मणिपुर के स्टॉल से आगे बढ़े हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी। बताएं अरुण।
जी बिल्कुल, जैसा आपने दर्शकों को बता रहे हैं कि लगभग 28 के आसपास जो राज्य हैं, वहाँ के जो तमाम आर्टिजन हैं, जो वहाँ के आर्टिस्ट हैं, वो यहाँ पर मौजूद है। प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जो प्रोमिनेंट जो स्टॉल्स हैं उनका जायजा लेंगे, समझने की कोशिश करेंगे कि आखिर क्या कुछ वो प्रोडक्ट लेकर के आए हैं। ट्राइबल्स जो प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं उसमें एक बहुत बड़ा प्रोमिनेंट पॉइंट होता है कि प्लास्टिक को रिप्लेस करने के लिए जो बैम्बू के जो प्रोडक्ट्स बनाते हैं उनकी बहुत डिमांड है। जो हैंडलूम प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उनकी बहुत ज्यादा डिमांड है, जैसे कि शॉल हो गई, कपड़े हो गए, इसकी बहुत डिमांड है इंटरनेशनल मार्केट के अंदर। तो कैसे इन ट्राइबल्स के जो प्रोडक्ट है उनको एक इंटरनेशनल मार्केट मिल सके, इस लिहाज से प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का फोकस है कि आदि महोत्सव को एक तरह से एक त्योहार के तौर पर मनाया जाए, जिससे कि उनको जो ट्राइबल लोगों के जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उनको एक बड़ी पहचान मिल सके। जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया कि जो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा है उनकी लेगेसी को आगे लेकर के जा रहे हैं। वो कई बार उन्होंने इस बात का जिक्र भी किया है कि जो उनके जो उनकी सोच थी, विचारधारा थी, उनको अपनी पॉलिसी पे, इनिशिएटिव्स में वो लेकर के आते हैं। और आपको याद होगा कि जनजाति गौरव दिवस, जो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा उनकी जो बर्थ एनिवर्सरी, उनको जनजाति गौरव दिवस के तौर पर मनाया जाता है देश भर के अंदर। और इतना ही नहीं, आंचल कई सारे इनिशिएटिव सरकार ने लिए। अगर आपको याद हो कि 2018 में वन धन योजना की शुरुआत की थी, ट्राइबल्स को इससे बहुत बड़ा बढ़ावा मिला था, क्योंकि वन धन योजना का मकसद ये था कि जो ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी है तो जंगलों के अंदर वो जो रहते हैं या फिर उनके जो प्रोडक्ट्स वो बनाते हैं, बैम्बू के प्रोडक्ट्स जो बनाते हैं, तो वन जीवन जो वन धन योजना स्कीम का नाम था। तो कैसे जो फॉरेस्ट के जो प्रोडक्ट्स जो बन रहे हैं, जो ट्राइबल लोग बना रहे हैं, उनको एक बड़ा मार्केट मिल सके, बैम्बू खास तौर पर फोकस रखते हुए, तो उस लिहाज से वन धन योजना की शुरुआत की गई। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के इनिशिएटिव के अंदर एकलव्य मॉडल रेजिडेंशियल स्कूल्स है, इस तरह के इनिशिएटिव्स की शुरुआत की गई, जिससे कि
और बिल्कुल ये तस्वीरें अपने आप में बहुत अहम है। अरुणाचल प्रदेश के स्टॉल पर मौजूद है प्रधानमंत्री, उन्होंने वहां से गले के कंठहार को देखा। अरुणाचल प्रदेश वो राज्य जहां से सूर्योदय होता है, और सबसे अहम यहाँ पर यह भी है कि 1000 से ज्यादा आदिवासी कारीगर इसमें शामिल हैं। 13 राज्यों से ज्यादा जो जुड़े हुए आदिवासी रसोई हैं, जो मिलेट्स के जायजा का तड़का लगाएंगे। जिस बैम्बू का हम जिक्र कर रहे थे, उसी स्टॉल पर प्रधानमंत्री भी मौजूद है, यहां से भी समझते हुए देखिए ये विविधता है भारत की, जो एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत जिसका जिक्र आप कर रहे थे, कैसे इन्हें मुख्य धारा में शामिल करना। नागालैंड के स्टॉल पर प्रधानमंत्री मौजूद हैं, मुख्य धारा में से जोड़कर वाणिज्य को पारंपरिक कला के साथ कैसे जोड़ा जाएगा, उस लिहाज से भी ये आयोजन बेहद अहम।
बिल्कुल आंचल, आप क्यों कह सकते हैं कि रंग अनेक, तिरंगा एक, राज्य अनेक, भारत एक। तो हर राज्य के लोग अपनी अपनी जो सांस्कृतिक धरोहर है, जो उनके आर्ट्स हैं, कल्चर है, प्राइमरीली उसको शोकेस कर रहे हैं। लेकिन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे हम लोग भारत की बात कर रहे हैं, समूचे इंडिया की बात कर रहे हैं, और कैसे इंडिया एक इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर इन प्रोडक्ट्स को लेकर के आया जा सके, इस बात पर फोकस है। प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का अप्रोच रहता है कि जो एक इंक्लूसिव अप्रोच रहती है, वो जानने की कोशिश करते हैं कि अगर ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी अगर कुछ डिजाइन कर रही है, बना रही है, तो उनके प्रोडक्ट में जो दमखम है उसको कैसे ब्रांडिंग मिल सके। हमने कई बार देखा कि कई सारे अहम जो मौके होते हैं प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के लिए, उस पर वो इन कई सारे प्रोडक्ट्स को खुद आजमाते हैं, खुद पहनते भी है। अभी आपको हाल ही में याद होगा आंचल कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी ने पार्लियामेंट के अंदर एक जैकेट पहनी थी, वो जैकेट प्लास्टिक से रिसाइकल करके
इंडियन ऑयल कॉर्पोरेशन द्वारा दी गई। जी
बिल्कुल। तो वो दर्शाता है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का फोकस बिल्कुल साफ है कि जैसे 2070 तक भारत को अगर कार्बन न्यूट्रल होना है तो हमें एक सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी की बात करनी है। सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी के अंदर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट योगदान रहता है कि हम कैसे अपनी जो लाइफस्टाइल है उसको चेंज करें, और ट्राइबल लोग जो प्रोडक्ट्स बनाते हैं, जो सामान बनाते हैं, वो सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी का एक आदर्श उदाहरण।
और क्योंकि आप इकोनॉमी का जिक्र कर रहे हैं अरुण, तो क्योंकि
light utility helicopter which is being designed and manufactured by the HAL. So a massive development by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for the light utility helicopter in this particular category, going on to show that India is moving towards Atmanirbharta, and HAL is definitely going on and providing a shot in the arm for the Air Force sector as well.
Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests here in Jammu, demanding the release of their salaries and also the security in the Kashmir Valley. They are saying till the time that the security is not restored, they won't be going back to the Kashmir Valley. But the Jammu and Kashmir police has imposed section 144 in the area, and they have been asked to move away from the area. The protesters have been detained by the Jammu and Kashmir police after several warnings that were given to the Kashmiri Pandits.
The light combat helicopter Prachand, which is indigenously manufactured by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, it's been loaded with rockets and missiles as well, and focusing over here is this turret gun which is again been manufactured by the HAL. These are 70 rockets which will be loaded into the Prachand. 10 of these Prachands have been taken by the Indian Air Force, and 5 of them are with the Indian Army as of now, and we have 15 of them with us. And this definitely puts India on a high pedestal.
हिंदुसेना के कुछ नेता बीबीसी दफ्तर के बाहर ये लोग बैनर पोस्टर लेकर पहुंचे हुए हैं और लगातार बीबीसी का विरोध ये कर रखे हैं। बीबीसी को लेकर
Time for some sports news now. Third edition of the Khelo India Winter Games concluded in Gulmarg. Jammu and Kashmir topped the medals tally, followed by Maharashtra. India clinched 6-wicket win over the West Indies in ongoing ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2023 at Newlands in Cape Town. Team India lose top spot in ICC Test rankings. Australia regained number 1 spot after announcement by ICC on Wednesday.
अब क्योंकि इस तरह से जब आदि महोत्सव लगाया जा रहा है, उस लिहाज से जो आम खरीदार हैं, आम पब्लिक है, उसके लिए भी अलग अलग जो टेस्ट हैं उनको चखने का, खान पान के जरिए अलग अलग जो वस्त्र हैं उनको पहनने का, घर के साजो सामान जो कि अलग अलग राज्यों के उन्हें अपने घर में संजोने का एक बेहतरीन अवसर मिलता है। तो अब मध्य प्रदेश
जो देश दशकों से सबसे बड़ा डिफेंस इंपोर्टर था, वो अब दुनिया के 75 देशों को डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा है।
Why, sir? But why?
No, I don't.
We'll speak, sir.
No, I won't speak.
About your statement.
No, I won't speak.
That you made yesterday.
No, I don't want to speak. Go, please. I don't want to speak.
What's wrong in that?
I don't want to speak. That's all. Why do you want to force me?
No, I'm not forcing you. I'm
Yes,
just
you're telling
asking
me
you.
to speak. I
No,
don't
no.
want to speak.
Actually, you have made this statement yesterday. I'm just asking. Actually, Fox have made this statement yesterday, and are you still stand with your statement?
Light utility helicopter which is being designed and manufactured by the HAL. So a massive development by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for the light utility helicopter in this particular category, going on to show that India is moving towards Atmanirbharta, and HAL is definitely going on and providing a shot in the arm for the Air Force sector as well.
Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests here in Jammu, demanding the release of their salaries and also the security in the Kashmir Valley. They are saying till the time that the security is not restored, they won't be going back to the Kashmir Valley. But the Jammu and Kashmir police has imposed section 144 in the area, and they have been asked to move away from the area. The protesters have been detained by the Jammu and Kashmir police after several warnings that were given to the Kashmiri Pandits.
And we are getting you breaking news now from neighboring Pakistan. News coming in of a blast in Pakistan. Already a country reeling from an economic crisis which it is struggling to overcome, and now news of a blast there. There have been such incidents more and more such incidents being reported from Pakistan in the past few days, with the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan also. Well, one person reported dead in this particular blast that we are talking about. And one killed in a blast in, well, the blast, it appears, these are visuals of the blast site. It's a train in which the blast occurred. We are waiting for more details, but right now what we can tell you is that one person has been killed in that blast. Joining me is my senior executive editor, Niranjan Narayanasamy. Niranjan, if you could take our viewers through whatever details are available at this point.
Well, through our correspondent in Pakistan, what we understand is that this happened in Karachi. It was in what is called the Jafar Express. This was in Quetta, Karachi. And in January, the same train was targeted in a similar way in which 8 people were injured. Today, 3 passengers have been killed. From the reports coming in, 3 passengers have been killed. And we're trying to get more details. But this happened in Karachi. To give you more details, this was a blast that took place in a train, and the explosive was kept inside the washroom of the train, and the explosion took place early this morning. And the nature of the blast itself is not known, whether it was an IED, whether it was a bomb or a suicide bomb. Nothing on that front is known yet. What we do know is that the explosive was placed in a washroom. Secondly, the nature of the blast is not known. Pakistan, looking at the terror angle, they're not ruling out whether it was a terror attack or not. This is what we can tell you. This was in Sahilwal district, is what we are hearing. The moment we get more details, we will get back to you on that. Back to you for now.
Well, many thanks, Niranjan, for bringing us up to speed on that. So, well, till latest reports came in, as Niranjan was telling us, 3 people have lost their lives in this blast. This is the Zafar Express, and 5 passengers have been injured. It's not, more details are still not known, although it has been it has been reported that the explosive was fixed in the washroom. And earlier we were telling you about, we are following up with the story on the Prime Minister's inauguration of the tribal festival Adi Mahotsav in New Delhi. We'll be following up with more details on that in the time to come, so stay tuned to Republic. Time for a short break.
The light combat helicopter Prachand, which is indigenously manufactured by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, it's been loaded with rockets and missiles as well. And focusing over here is this turret gun, which has again been manufactured by the HAL. These are 70 rockets which will be loaded into the Prachand. 10 of these Prachands have been taken by the Indian Air Force and 5 of them are with the Indian Army as of now, and we have 15 of them with us. And this definitely puts India on a high pedestal.
हिंदू सेना के कुछ नेता बीबीसी दफ्तर के बाहर ये लोग बैनर पोस्टर लेकर पहुंचे हुए हैं और लगातार बीबीसी का विरोध ये कर रखे हैं। बीबीसी को लेकर लगातार नारेबाजी इनके द्वारा की जा रही है। और ये देखिए पुलिस जो है अब इनके बैनर पोस्टर लेकर यहाँ से इन्हें हटाने की कोशिश कर रही है। तस्वीरें आप देख लीजिए। और अब पुलिस ने इनसे बैनर पोस्टर ले लिए हैं और यहाँ से इन्हें हटाने की कार्रवाई लगातार चल रही है।
जो देश दशकों से सबसे बड़ा डिफेंस इंपोर्टर था, वो अब दुनिया के 75 देशों को डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा है।
Why, sir? But why?
No, I don't.
We'll speak, sir.
No, I won't.
About your statement.
No, I won't.
That you made yesterday.
No, I don't want to speak. Go, please. I don't want to speak.
What's wrong in that?
I don't want to speak. That's all. Why do you want to force me?
No, yeah, I'm not forcing you. I'm
Yes,
just
you're
asking
telling
you.
me to speak. I
No,
don't
no.
want to speak.
Actually, you have made this statement
That's
yesterday.
what I'm camera.
I'm just asking. Actually, folks have made this statement yesterday, and are you still stand with your statement?
Polling is underway in Tripura. The fate of 256 candidates is to be decided. Outrage across India as India demands justice for Lance Nayak Prabhu Singh. Republic TV's relentless coverage forces action. The DMK councillor is arrested, but Stalin dons silence. The BBC continues to face IT heat. Surveys at offices in Mumbai and the national capital.
We cannot allow free fall of doctored narratives to run down our growth story.
The Vice President makes a big claim, says dumping of information is another way of invasion. And Nepal's king makes his first public appearance. Supporters raise demands for a Hindu Rajya. Good morning. You're watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri, and the big story that Republic TV has been tracking since yesterday is the killing of Lance Nayak Prabhu Singh, who had got into a heated argument with the DMK leader, and he was bludgeoned to death nearly. Following this, of course, Chinnaswamy, the leader of the DMK, along with 9 others, was arrested. Now, while Republic's relentless coverage forced action and Chinnaswamy is now under arrest, there is still anger. People are angry about the fact that the DMK has not reacted to this. The Chief Minister, M.K. Stalin, so far has chosen to be quiet over this. Let's go across to our correspondents on the ground who are All right, we're going to go across to our correspondents on the ground right now. We begin with a report that was filed by Prajwal earlier.
Public has gone on with this campaign, Justice for Lance Nayak Prabhu, and right now I'm outside his residence as well, where people are standing in large numbers, coming outside, gathering and stating that they want justice for the son of the soil, because he was not only, he was not only from Velampalli, but he is also the son of India, because he was a soldier, a serving soldier in the Indian Army at the 36th Regiment of the MCP, which is posted in Srinagar now. So right now we will also go try and have a conversation with Prabhakar, who is the brother of Lance Nayak Prabhu, who is also a serving soldier in the Indian Army as well, where both the brothers had dedicated their lives to serving the nation. And when they were on at a time that they wanted to go on and serve the nation, such a tragedy has struck the entire family. Right now this is the residence of Lance Nayak Prabhu, where they are all seated here mourning, a mark of silent protest.
All right, so that was a report that was filed by Prajwal from outside the residence of the soldier. Let's also go across to Shravan Sen, who's joining us from the Delhi newsroom now. Shravan, there have also been a lot of discrepancies as far as the police action is concerned, and there seemed to have been an attempt to somehow hide the facts in the case.
Well, in fact, there is absolutely no doubt about one aspect, and that is that there has been a delay on the ground in terms of taking any action against the DMK councillor. Our reporters on the ground tell us that the DMK councillor did actually manage to slip away from this particular district where the incident took place, went to Kolar, spent a considerable amount of time with his relatives and was in hiding. It was only just about day before yesterday, around 10 o'clock in the evening, is when he was placed under arrest. But it turns out that in the FIR, the Panchnama that has been done so far, the arrest timing appears to be different. We're waiting for an official confirmation to come in from the Tamil Nadu police. But having said that, if at all there is a change in the timing, remember that's going to have a direct impact on the investigation. It's going to have a direct impact when this particular case goes for trial, and there would be some sort of a loophole. Colonel Shailendra Singh is also joining us on this broadcast. Colonel Singh, this is not the first time when we have seen our Jawans being attacked when they've gone back home. There seems to be very little that has been done so far when it comes to protection of Jawans once they are back, or for that matter, their own family members. There are innumerable cases where Jawans have been bogged down, be it for some sort of a land dispute or something or the other. And that has resulted in situations like this. Perhaps, is there a need to bring about some sort of a change?
Oh, we will bring the change. Don't worry. We will bring the change. Army is capable to bring that change. But before that, Shravan, you will have to allow me. You people are using very, very diplomatically polite language that there has been a delay in the arrest. Is it a delay or is it a deliberate delay, directed delay by the DMK government to the police? If police, जैसा बोला जाता है ना कि अगर पुलिस अपने करने पर आ जाए तो भूत को भी अरेस्ट कर लेगी. There is nothing less than that. You are saying that he slipped away. Was he slipped away or was he escorted to be slipped away? That is what the people need to see. I don't mind because हम लोग DMK government के मोहताज नहीं हैं. They have to do justice to us. But God save this councillor. If the justice is not delivered and army comes down, that yes, we will demand our justice. You already know it as a country that anybody who has criticized or who has not stood with their army, where are they today? With that party is where? From where down he has come, or that party has come. If we will start bringing out the facts and figures, the public knows that there is only one organization which speaks absolute truth, and that is the army. If the same Congress has been always harping on that the present government is hiding behind the army, then it is because of your own follies. What you have done, you have been the critic of the Indian Army. And if DMK is another one, you will see. Public is not so naive. Public is not so fool that they can be fooled every time. They understand everything. DMK government is going to pay for it if the justice is not delivered within no time, because we are very used to that there can be an odd insult to us. You can question our actions, you can criticize us, but murder, oh my God. If the councillor wants to prove that he is in power, oh my God, let me challenge anybody from any part of the country, especially the DMK leader, that you want to challenge, come, let's do it. Let's do it 1-to-1 and let us see who is powerful. We will show you our power. We will tell you what we can do. I'm appealing to the Indian Army. I'm appealing to the Army Chief. Don't sit over it. Let's bring that change. Let's hold the governments responsible. Let's hold the police responsible. If the police could not have arrested it the way they had been saying for last 2 days, then we will arrest him. We will hand him over to the jail. What is so big about it? There's nothing big about it except the illegal, immoral, characterlessness of the DMK government. So sad that my people in Tamil Nadu are being governed by them. People, please wake up. See for yourself where you are heading. See for the society where you are taking it. See for your army. This is not last night died. It is me who has died. It is the soul of Indian Army who has died. I'm so sad and sorry to say that.
Right, Major General SP Sinha also joining us on the broadcast. Major General Sinha, this is also a tale of collusion at the highest levels, in the sense there is obviously political collusion that took place, because the DMK, which is in power, to which this councillor belongs, for a very long time decided to brush it under the carpet, and it was only media pressure and pressure from us that eventually led to the arrest. But, the other side of the story also is that the DMK has so far not spoken about it. The Chief Minister has not thought it important enough to come and make a statement on the death of a Jawan.
He's party to this murder. He should be CM of Tamil Nadu, should be charged for abatement. It is a cold-blooded murder, and as per Indian Penal Code, the only natural justice demands that this councillor should be given capital punishment, and that is death by hanging. Now let me point out certain important things. Why this incident has occurred and has been occurring in the past? Because certain politicians, they are power drunk. They think it is their government and police is in their pocket, so nothing can happen to them. Look at the way the facts and figures are being manipulated in FIR. The councillor felt that he is above law, it is his government, and nobody can hold him accountable, because DMK, if he has to come to power, that in that area, he is a very powerful man. Now, arrest is okay, but arrest does not justify the proper action, because the police will try to manipulate facts and figures, and after you people, Republic TV takes off the heat, he will get away. Not enough evidence found, and he'll be saved by DMK. Now let me tell you, I have been watching for many years this pitiable condition of our ex-servicemen or serving soldiers in different states, and it's my belief that time now has come for the government to issue an advisory, and that advisory should be very clear, and that advisory should say that for safety of serving and ex-servicemen, serving personnel and ex-servicemen and their family, it will be the personal responsibility of Chief Minister of a particular state, and Chief Minister will be held accountable for any lapse. And if there is such incident, then he should be given show cause notice by the central government and asked to explain. And on the basis of his reply, the government should think in terms of dismissing the government. Until unless we give such exemplary punishment, the chief ministers of a state will be totally oblivious and totally they will neglect our well-being. I'd like to quote one simple instance, which is very important, and that instance is that Punjab chief minister's son in 1950s, he tried to misbehave with one of our officers' lady, and army took proper action. And when army chief was told that you punish the concerned people, an army chief very categorically made a statement If I cannot protect integrity of my women, how can I protect the integrity of nation? I'll repeat, of my women, our women, how can I protect the integrity of the nation? This message has to go to these people who are Mr. Nobody. They grab power on the basis of religion, caste, and other things. They have no merit. You do cold murder of a last night, and you will try and hush up. My second recommendation is that this inquiry should be handed over to CBI. Police will never do justice. Police will just play around with facts and figures. And a fast-track court should be established, and within 30 days, we want justice announced, punishment announced. That should be the thing. Let me tell you that this another thing, important thing, role of Tamil Nadu media. Why Tamil media was silent for 3 days? Because they cannot survive in that state without the blessing of state government. So they're keeping quiet. Police and government and DMK, they're in form and nexus. You support me, I'll support you. They hush up all the cases. They are part of the looters game. So I think time now has come that police itself wants certain reforms. These reforms need to be carried out. And why our ex-servicemen or serving personnel are not important, let me tell you. Because we keep away. We are on the border doing duty. We are not in with the civil administration. So it is not you scratch my back, I scratch yours. We are totally away from the power game. So nobody bothers about us. We don't form a very important segment of our vote bank, their vote bank. So nobody bothers. They know these ex-servicemen or serving soldiers are not relevant to us. They don't bother. So when the chief minister doesn't bother, when the police is oblivious, the police supports the political party, where do we go? The pity is we are being killed by our people whom we are defending, whom we have secured. Our safety is not ensured. How can we serve the nation if our safety is not ensured? It's a pitiable condition. And let me tell you one thing. In this case, I take it that it is Chief Minister of a state who is accountable, and accountability needs to be fixed. And the character of DMK is well known. I have served in Sri Lanka for 2 years. I was member of Indian Peacekeeping Force. And I know the character and DNA of DMK. They are anti-national. They are anti-armed forces. The dead bodies of Tamil Nadu soldiers, which came from Jaffna and other places, Trincomalee, the DMK government refused to receive those bodies. In this case, it is a clear case of abandonment. Why the Chief Minister is keeping silent? Why he is not opening mouth? He was just few kilometers away from the place where this incident occurred. Why didn't he go to that place to console? Why he has not made a statement? Because he dare not make a statement. DMK party will eat him up. He may be supremo, but rank and file, if he is not able to protect, they will eat him up. He knows that, and therefore he is keeping quiet. It's a matter of disgrace. It's a matter of shame. I personally am very much disturbed. If this is the way our ex-servicemen life is in danger, how do we protect the nation? How do we protect the nation is the question. If we are not safe, this incident will dent the morale of armed forces very badly.
General Sinha, I'll request you to stay on with us. Also, Colonel Chandra Singh, who's joined us on this broadcast. But before I go across to my colleague Varshini for the latest updates, Prajwal has now spoken to the Superintendent of Police in Krishnagiri. Listen in to what he had to say.
Sir, now first and foremost, we have got to know that Lance Nayak Prabhu is no more, and this was an assault case pertaining to which DMK councillor has already been taken into custody. But why such late action, sir? And where was this person absconding, and was he taken into custody from Karnataka?
In this case, there is no political angle involved. Chinnasamy is the main accused of this case. Chinnasamy's elder brother is Nadu Ramsamy. Nadu Ramsamy's daughter is Kannamal. And the person who died is Kannamal's son. Meaning that the accused and the victims involved in this case are close blood relatives. It has no political angle. No political workers are involved in this case. The issue happened over a petty dispute near a water tank, in which Chinnaswamy said that they should not wash their clothes near the water tank.
All right, we are going across now to the other big story that we've been tracking. Voting is underway in the 60-member assembly in Tripura amid tight security. Now, polling began at about 7 this morning and continues till 4. Altogether, about 28.13 lakh voters are scheduled to exercise their franchise during the day. Now, pictures on your screen are of people lining up to cast their ballot. Do remember that this is a multi-cornered contest that we are looking at in Tripura with the left and the Congress in an alliance right now. The BJP extremely confident of retaining power. And of course, there is a new party that could upset everybody, and that is the Tripura. Let's go across quickly. First on the ground, I think to Piyush Mishra. All right, we don't have Piyush right now, but we also will have him in just a bit. Amit Singh will also be joining us from Agartala. Shravan Sen continues to be with us from the Delhi newsroom. Now, Shravan, of course, the BJP extremely confident of victory once again. But the fact is, Shravan, that they did appear to be, a bit jittery because they did once again change the chief minister just about 10 months away from the election. And how do you see that in terms of the fact that, it has reaped dividends for the BJP in the past, this changing of chief ministers, just barely an year to go to the next election? Do you think that's going to be an important point as far as these elections are concerned?
Well, in fact, Nupur, before I get into the details of it, just take with some of the breaking news now coming in. It appears to be a brisk voting in most of the places. We're getting in the numbers in a short while from now for our viewers to understand what's really happening on the ground. We'll put out the numbers in a short while from now. We have reporters across our sister channel, Republic Bangla, is also on the ground with maximum reporters getting you the latest details. But answering a question with regards to whether this is going to be a formidable alliance in the first place, the BJP with the IPFT. But remember, as far as IPFT is concerned, over the last few years, they've had considerable losses. I'm told that my colleague Piyush is already joining us from Agartala. Piyush, what's the voting scenario right now?
Well, voting is at its peak, Shravan, and as we are speaking, we are at the residence of Pradyut Dev-Burma. Remember that a couple of minutes back, we also spoke to him. Remember that he is the one who is also now being seen as the kingmaker. In fact, he's fighting on 42 seats out of 60 seats. He has made it very clear to BJP alliance as well as to Congress left alliance, where he has said that till the time he does not get anything in return, he is not going to support either of the sides. As we are speaking, the voting percent is increasing. What we last heard was that it had reached to 11%, and now in a few minutes from now we'll get an updated figure. So people have turned out here in Tripura in large numbers. There are multiple factors those are being counted here in Tripura.
No, Piyush,
one indeed is Tripura Mata, which is being led by Pradyut Dev-Burma. Yes.
No, Piyush, but the issue is, and I'm not going by the palatial house in your background. This is Aishwarya, Piyush, and I'm not going by that palatial house in your background, but the whole princely attitude of Pradyut. You need to understand that the country has moved away from those princely leaders and this princely attitude. The issue is that his dilution of his main issue. Yes, he is very, very confident and he is very, very strict on the point that I am not going to dilute any further. But he also goes ahead and says that I look up to the BJP. Though he names the former Prime Minister, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, in that interview, Piyush, which you just did, he says that I look up to Atal Bihari Vajpayee. You go by the vote share. The CPM got 42.2%, BJP got 43.59%, IPFT 7%, Congress 1%. He is saying that out of the 20 seats which the CPM got in these tribal areas, he will be able to reduce them to 1. That means that he is going to get 98% of the seats. But what he is forgetting is that even the BJP, and for the BJP, Nupur, Himanta Biswa Sharma has done a massive outreach. massive outreach in these tribal areas. And do not, and I repeat, do not, yes, Pradyot and his family, they are royals, they have their own following, but then India has changed. And hence I say, even when a Pradyot is forced to say that I look up to, I idealize the BJP in that way, the people of this country can also see. What I'm only saying is, yes, people are saying that he's new kid on the block, he has just moved out of the Congress, Piyush, you have just spoken to him, he's very confident with those glasses on and sitting in that palatial house of his and saying that I'm going to be victorious in these 19 out of the 20 seats. But he needs to understand that it is for the first time that he is going to contest elections on his own. Till now he was under the umbrella of the Congress, Nupur, and now it is going to be for the first time for the for the erstwhile royal family of Tripura to see what or how much do they really have on the ground.
Right,
so
but
till then, the fight is still between,
Aishwarya, I just wanted to bring you in on something. You know, the IPTF, that is the BJP's ally. Now, in the past showings, you know, in the district council polls, they didn't really fare that well. And that is something that perhaps, you know, the Tripura Mota is basing its confidence on. But do you think, you know, that is something that will translate into assembly elections? Because we've seen it in the past, Aishwarya, you know, the people vote differently at different levels. The district council elections, people vote differently. There are different issues.
Yes.
You know, on a state level, there are different issues, and in the Lok Sabha, there are different ones. So do you think, you know, the confidence that it bases itself on may be a little misguided?
Nupur, I don't deny that he is going to get some votes, he is going to get some seats, but he is looking at more than 95% seat in those tribal areas. And that is something which is going to be very, very difficult, because BJP has also predicted it. BJP knew that he has come out of the Congress, he is going to basically push the pedal, and that's why they also got their ace man for Northeast, the Assam Chief Minister, the NADA Chief, Hemanta Biswa Sarma, in place. And that is why I say that a lot has been done by the BJP as well, because BJP know that last time around it was a tight fight between them and the CPM, just a difference of a 1.5% vote share. But what people are negating and are not looking at is TMC's entry. And TMC is the arch rival of the CPM. They have the same vote bank and they cut into the CPM's vote bank. So how much is the TMC able to cut into CPM's vote bank is also equally important as Pradyot. Pradyot will eat into at least 30-40% because he aims to eat into 90%. If he is able to do that, if this translates, then it's a completely different ball game in Tripura. Then he will be, as Abhishek called him, the kingmaker. Then he will decide whose government it is going to be, whether it is going to be a left or it is going to be a BJP.
Right.
But he just gave it out a bit when he said that he idolizes the BJP. So he gave that out, that towards whom he is inkling a bit more.
All right.
But he says, so it all comes down, and if you see the live voting which is happening right now, our colleague Amit, Piyush, both are on ground. It's more than 13% till now. Yeah, back to you, Nupur.
Absolutely. Piyush, all right, absolutely. Piyush as well as Aishwarya. Let's quickly go across to Piyush and get an overall sense of what's happening on the ground right now. Piyush, the voting percentage looks good as of now, but give us more in terms of what is it that people are really voting for, you know, and also, you know, you're reporting from the ground. Do you feel that this multi-cornered contest that we are seeing is going to perhaps be a bit of a spoiler in terms of the vote share that these parties are able to gather?
Well, if you talk about the current situation on the ground, remember that people are turning up in large number and casting their franchisee. At the same time, it is important to highlight as to how this has now become a triangular fight. For the first time, Tripura Mota is also putting all its best. 42 seats are there out of 60 on which the candidates are there of Tripura Mota. In fact, they made it very clear that they would support either of the alliance if they give in writing about the kind of triple land which they are asking for. As as far as Pradyut Dev Burma is concerned, while speaking to us, he not only eulogized the former Prime Minister of India, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, but he also said that a Home Minister coming to Tripura and talking about him is nothing but a blessing to him. So as of now, he has not made it stand very much clear, but yes, we can clearly see some sort of triangular fight taking place here in Agartala, and we can also expect if it goes in favor of Pradyut Dev Burma, then certainly we can expect some sort of hung assembly, and then he will be the one who can be a decisive factor, who can be a kingmaker. Then he will take a decision as to which party is going to support his demands, and accordingly we will see the factors changing here in the state of Tripura. Now let us tell to our viewers what actually happened in 2018. In 2018, BJP was able to get around 44% of vote share. In 2013, BJP was at 1%, and because of the PM Narendra Modi's wave, we saw the massive support reaching out to the people, the benefits which BJP got. People supported supported the Modi wave, and they voted in favor of BJP.
Right.
And because of that, we saw as to how 36 seats were there which BJP got. Now the equation seems to be changing, because not only Congress left alliance is very much strong, but third factor has also come out this time in these elections.
Oh yes, absolutely. So very interesting elections that are taking place in Tripura. Aishwarya as well as Piyush, do stay with us. We will have to go into a very short break right now. On the other side, we're bringing our viewers more news. And here's what's coming up next. The Prime Minister is inaugurating a huge tribal festival in the national capital. We'll be going to that.
The development of a nation is influenced by education.
Education that does not enable independent thinking and knowing is devoid of something fundamental.
Education helps implement effective social reforms.
Focus more on the fundamentals like the skills of decision making, mental models, or love towards reading.
Education's main purpose is to build the necessary skills which help us to succeed in life.
Catch the special episode of Read India celebration this weekend only on Republic TV.
Light utility helicopter which is being designed and manufactured by the HAL. So a massive development by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for the light utility helicopter in this particular category, going on to show that India is moving towards Atmanirbharta, and HAL is definitely going on and providing a shot in the arm for the Air Force sector as well.
Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests here in Jammu, demanding the release of their salaries and also the security in the Kashmir Valley. They are saying till the time that the security is not restored, they won't be going back to the Kashmir Valley. But the Jammu and Kashmir police has imposed section 144 in the area, and they have been asked to move away from the area. The protesters have been detained by the Jammu and Kashmir police after several warnings that were given to the Kashmiri Pandits.
The light combat helicopter Prachand, which is indigenously manufactured by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, it's been loaded with rockets and missiles as well. And focusing over here is this turret gun, which has again been manufactured by the HAL. These are 70 mm rockets which will be loaded into the Prachand. 10 of these Prachands have been taken by the Indian Air Force, and 5 of them are with the Indian Army as of now, and we have 15 of them with us. And this definitely puts India on a high pedestal.
Mr. Parambir Singh, you fabricated evidences in TVR scam. Are you ashamed of it? Are you sorry for it? Who were your political bosses? Who gave you orders? Are you ashamed of the fact that to Republic?
Polling gets underway in Tripura. The fate of 256 candidates is to be decided. Outrage across the country as India demands justice for Lance Nayak Prabhu Singh. An army jawan is murdered by a DMK councillor in the dock for inaction. Stalin dons silence. The BBC continues to face income tax heat surveys at offices in Mumbai and national capital. The Vice President makes a huge claim, says dumping of information is another way of invasion. And the Nepal king makes his first public appearance. Supporters raise demands for a Hindu Rajya. Welcome back. You are watching Republic TV. This is live and breaking. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Going across to the news that's coming in from Pakistan, where there has been an explosion on a Lahore-bound train. 2 individuals, including a woman, have been killed. 5 people has also been injured. Now, the powerful blast occurred on board the Jafar Express in Chichawatni in Punjab province of Pakistan. Local news have reported that the blast occurred in the economy coach of the passenger train, damaging it severely. Now, the train was heading to Lahore from Quetta. Pakistan officials have not ruled out terrorism yet, as rescue and relief teams of the Pakistan Railways have been rushed to the site. Now, pictures on your screen are of the blast that occurred on this Jafar Express train. We are given to understand that this was a Lahore-bound train where this blast occurred. Now, the train, we are told, was coming from Peshawar. Pakistan, of course, in the recent past has been rocked by violence, essentially terrorist violence. All right, I think we are now joined by a reporter from Pakistan. Abbas, I think, is joining us right now on the broadcast. Abbas, give us more details of what happened.
Well, it was a sad incident, and according to detail, but what are available right now, the Jafar Express had met the incident, and according to authorities, it was actually a blast in one of the bogies of the Jafar Express, which runs between Quetta and Peshawar. It is one of the most important, the train which connects Pakistan south to north as well. And according to detail, what I have got from the sources, 3 people have died, followed by the blast, and 7 others have been, rushed to the hospital. And most importantly, the authorities doesn't know what actually caused the incident. But the most important thing is, same train has, met same type of incident in January, 2022 as well. And that time too, a similar kind of blast had struck the train and 8 people were injured. And authorities are still clueless what caused the blast. But given the situation in Pakistan, the ISIS is active here, BLA is active here, and DTP is active here. So far, no claims of terrorist activities. There's no claim of, such type of launch has been taken by any organization. But sources have not ruled out the possibility of terror attack as well.
Right. So, Kaswar Abbas, is this being treated as a terror incident by the government yet, or is it perhaps a bit early to be able to ascertain that one?
Exactly. It is early to ponder on that, the nature of, the blast, but sources have not ruled out the possibility of terror incident, because as I told you earlier, Pakistan has been faced with the new terror wave. TTP, their Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, Balochistan Liberation Army has been active across, Pakistan, especially in Balochistan. So it is early to speculate, but sources have not ruled out the possibility of terror. As I told you earlier, it is actually interesting to know the same train was attacked in January this year as well, and that time it was a targeting in Balochistan, and even a couple of bogies of this train, Jafar Express, were turned turtle. So and still the Pakistani authority is clueless what made the cloud. And even the preliminary, the investigation has not concluded about the January action. We heard again in the middle of this month, after 15 days, same, train was targeted again, and in a similar fashion. So I doubt there could be